Law Knight is absolutely on fire right now, and if you're not paying attention, you're missing out. The man who used to be just another name in the mix is now a major player in WWE, and he's got a title to prove it. Law Knight is the new United States champion, and the energy around his reign is unlike anything we've seen before. But it's not just the title that's got everyone talking, it's the way WWE is booking him and the challenge he's facing next. So what's going on with Law Knight? Let's break it down and see why this is the moment for Law Knight to shine. For years, Law Knight's story in WWE has been one of near misses. You remember the story, right? The guy who would talk the talk, but never quite walk the walk when it came to the biggest moments. He's had his chances. Against Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, Bray Wyatt in a feud that felt like it could have been a breakout, and let's not forget all those Royal Rumbles, Elimination Chambers, and Money in the Banks where Law Knight came so close, yet always fell short. He had the charisma, he had the mix skills, but when it came down to crunch time, the result was often the same. Law Knight didn't win. But in the WWE, persistence pays off, and Law Knight finally had his breakthrough moment. SummerSlam 2023 was a turning point for him. He went up against Logan Paul, and after all the build-up, he came out on top. It was his first major championship win in WWE, and to say that fans were elated would be an understatement. For the first time, Law Knight had that real victory, that major title under his belt. It wasn't just a big moment for him. It was a statement. He had arrived. The fans were behind him, and WWE was finally giving him the spotlight he deserved. The buzz was real, and it felt like the beginning of something special. But that wasn't the whole story. Because just when it seemed like Law Knight's reign was solidified, WWE threw us a curveball. In an unexpected twist, Law Knight lost the United States Championship to Shinsuke Nakamura at Survivor Series War Games in November. The loss was a huge surprise to the fans. Nakamura had been off TV for months, and when he returned, he did so with a new persona, one that wasn't exactly over with the crowd. Despite that, he defeated Law Knight for the title in a move that left many fans scratching their heads. It was a bizarre decision, especially considering how Law Knight had just gained momentum. Fans had invested so much into him, and this loss didn't sit well. But as we know, in WWE, nothing is ever as it seems, and Law Knight wasn't about to let this setback define him. The road to redemption started right after that loss. Law Knight wasn't just going to accept the defeat and fade into obscurity. No, he was coming back stronger. The beginning of 2024 saw him face some tough challenges, but Law Knight was determined. On the February 28th episode of SmackDown, he had to face some serious competition. In a number one contenders triple threat match, Law Knight squared off against Carmelo and Jacob Fatu, two incredibly talented individuals, but Law Knight was focused. He came out on top, securing his chance to challenge for the title again. But it didn't stop there. Later that same night, Law Knight defeated Santos Escobar in the finals of a qualifying tournament. His determination was paying off, and it felt like the wheels were in motion for something big. Then came March 7th, 2024. Law Knight finally got his shot at Shinsuke Nakamura again. And this time, there was no doubt about who the real champion was. Law Knight reclaimed the United States Championship in a thrilling contest, and it was clear that this victory meant something more than just winning a title. It was about proving that he belonged at the top, that he wasn't just a flash in the pan. This time, the momentum was his. But as we all know in WWE, things are never easy. Just as it seemed like Law Knight had found his footing, another challenge loomed large. Enter Braun Strowman. Strowman, the monster among men, is exactly the kind of threat that could derail Law Knight's reign. Let's face it, Strowman is a powerhouse, and his presence alone makes him a credible threat to anyone. Standing at over 6 feet tall and weighing in at over 350 pounds, Strowman has the size and strength to do some serious damage. He's no stranger to WWE fans, and his recent rise has made him a dangerous contender. His appearance on SmackDown in late March 2024 set the stage for what's sure to be an intense battle for the United States Championship. What makes this feud so interesting is the stakes. this isn't just another open challenge that fans know LA Knight is going to walk away from. This is Braun Strowman, a man who's capable of ending LA Knight's reign with one massive power move. This is a challenge that feels real. And it's a shift in how WWE is booking LA Knight's title reign. Instead of the same old predictable open challenges or rematches with past opponents, WWE is giving LA Knight a legitimate threat. Strowman isn't just another name to add to a list. He's a force to be reckoned with, and that's what makes this match so exciting. What makes this situation brilliant is how WWE has learned from the past. During LA Knight's first reign as United States Champion, the booking wasn't exactly as impactful as it could have been. He'd defend the title in open challenges that were fine for giving other talent a chance to shine, but there wasn't anything special about it. Fans knew that unless a major name was involved, LA Knight wasn't going to lose. It was a good way to get others over, but it didn't build LA Knight's character as the fighting champion in a way that made him feel truly important. Now, WWE has found a way to elevate LA Knight. The introduction of Strowman as his next opponent is a game changer. This is the kind of feud that elevates both the champion and the title. Strowman's physicality and dominance add weight to LA Knight's reign, making his victory or defeat feel like it matters. WWE has turned LA Knight into a fighting champion in the truest sense. Someone who is defending his title against a real threat. Someone who could be dethroned if he doesn't take Strowman seriously. The story feels more personal, more high stakes, and more engaging. But it's not just about Strowman. There's a bigger picture here, and that's where things get really interesting. Looking at the SmackDown roster in late March 2024, it's clear that LA Knight doesn't have a long list of ready contenders waiting in the wings. Sure, there are talented guys on the roster, but few seem like they could realistically take the title from LA Knight right now. That's not LA Knight's fault. That's a WWE booking issue. The roster is thin, and WWE needs to step up its game if it wants to build a credible list of challengers for the United States Championship. One name that stands out is Jacob Fatu. This guy has a ton of potential. He's built like a tank and has a fighting style that could make for an interesting matchup with LA Knight. The only problem is that if Fatu starts a feud with LA Knight, there's a real chance he could be the one to take the title. WWE has a tricky decision to make here. Do they build Fatu as a worthy contender, or do they save him for something bigger down the road? Either way, it's clear that Fatu is someone to watch in the future. But as for now, all eyes are on Strowman. LA Knight's current feud is a big deal, and it's the perfect starting point for a potential reign of dominance. The fact that WWE has moved away from the open challenge format and into something with real stakes speaks volumes about how they're handling LA Knight's character. This is his time, and they're doing it right. LA Knight's journey from talking a big game to finally being a champion has been a long road, and it's still just beginning. As we look ahead, there are plenty of questions about how WWE will continue to book him. Will Strowman dethrone him on March 28th? Or will LA Knight prove that his reign is just getting started? What happens after this feud ends? Will WWE finally give LA Knight the worthy challengers he needs to solidify his spot as a top champion? Or will the roster continue to be lacking? One thing is for sure, LA Knight has finally reached the pinnacle. After years of near misses and questionable booking, WWE has found the right way to elevate him. He's no longer just the guy who talks a big game. He's the guy who backs it up, and that's exactly what fans have been waiting for. Whether he holds on to the United States Championship or not, this is his moment. And as a fan, that's something to celebrate. So what do you think? Will Braun Strowman be the one to dethrone LA Knight? Or will LA Knight hold on to the title and keep proving everyone wrong? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. The story of LA Knight is far from over, and you won't want to miss what happens next.